Me pause, my beautiful people in the audience. Welcome to the den of Rand Ease. Yes, picked up. Actually, I had found in the dumpster. Someone threw out a Weller soldering iron. I already took the screws out of it. They're right here, and they're really happy. And it's probably junk, right? So whatever. I grabbed it anyway, used the tip, whatever. And I actually hooked up my dim bulb to it. Just had enough to get on the two wires there. Just enough to lightly, gently test it, and it works. It actually worked good. It burnt through holes to a piece of plastic I need holes through. So I want to actually get a real cord on this, and maybe we'll see if something happens. Get some real action here. Do something, right? So we'll see what happens. I got two screws down in here. Never taken one apart like this, so I don't think it's going to be very complicated. I'm hoping that these two screws here release the cord back through, because I was kind of working on the end. It seems like this is a like a cord, cord holder. Hello. And it will not move except for maybe to push it in. So I'm hoping that these two screws come out and the whole assembly pulls right out through, and then I can detach the cord and reattach a new one and get some good strain relief. Got a nice little trick that I use for some really nice strain relief. See if I can't do that. Use actually a coil of spring. The hard thing is to get the right size. That's the whole trick to it. Okay, our ceramic is broke here, so how bad is it broke? That's the question. It's brokety broke. They're gonna push through. Whew, it's tight. It's like a little frickin' pencil frickin' helper. But for a soldering iron. Oh yeah, that ceramic's broken pretty good. Let's see if I can push this through though. I think the whole thing, that wire doesn't want to push through the actual jacketing. I mean, you don't split it. Oh, we got movement. Ooh. It definitely doesn't come out this way, I know that. I'll get something a little better to operate on the top of this. That little bump out, I want to see. Okay, I think it is that right there. This bumps in quite a ways. I think that's to catch, like a catch for with the rubber and the cord, it traps it. But I think that's what's giving me issues. It won't go around it. So what do I want to do? Heat it. Heat it, drill it, cut it. I think I'm gonna run a little hand drill operation on it. Let me grab it. Ooh, that worked a lot better than I thought. I would never have expected to see wire nuts down inside there, but that's what works. I got a broken bit here, and I just set it in my little air drill. Well, little air rotor, and said, I'll set the depth so then I don't go cramming it through there. And I just give it a little whoop, 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 and it just drilled right through till it got past it. That's what it was, a little bump there. If you look down in there very fondly, right where my thumb is, just a little, enough of a bump that catches the cord and the rubber grommet, squeezes it all together. So that did it. Took care of that. And put my drill bit back. Yeah, I will not be using wire nuts. I'm surprised to see them stuffed up in there. I just never thought that you'd see that. Right, it just never passed my mind, I guess you could say. But that ain't saying too much. Wonder if I salvaged the grommet too, or did I trash it? Probably enough of it to salvage it. Looks like, yep, it looks like it presses right on the cord. Oh, when I drilled it, kind of melted it together a little bit. That's alright. We'll get her unmelted. Don't trust my hands. No faith in them. There it goes. Boop. Ooh, that's some pretty skinny cord. Now, I do not know what the wattage is as far as the soldering iron. I'm guessing 40, 50. Again, over here in the US, we're at 120 is our voltage. So, wow, where is it? Yeah, the one I had here. This is a 110 volt, 60 watt. So, that's probably overrated too, I'm guessing. That works alright. It was very cheap. Find a cord. I do want to take a resistance reading, and I want to put this back together before I mess it up. Make sure that's going to fit on there nice. That ceramic that did go around, I have to watch to make sure it doesn't get too hot and start wanting to melt. If it does, I'm going to have to find a ceramic donut to use to fit down in here, but I think it'll be alright. I will have to watch it though. I'm going to get these screws in there so I don't lose them or rip one of the wires out, because if that happens, then you're done. And it's cancel Christmas, throw it away. Zip, zip, zip. Whatever I got for ratings on that. If it's gonna say. Seamed right along the damn ratings that are stamped into it. This. The damn. Alright, I'll get these screwed in. Okay, I got two cords here. This one, the white one, is about 1.5 feet longer. I want a decently long cord. then the yellow one is a little bit shorter, but it's a little more flexible, and I think it would look pretty darn cool. Coolness, however, doesn't totally matter when you also want to be safe too. That is a pretty heavy cord. We'll get the end opened up here. Let's see how, if it's real flimsy copper inside, or if it's not copper at all, then that'll make my decision for me, but I think I'll be alright. Yeah, it's thick enough. I've seen worse, I know that. And then when it heats up there, it'll work nice. It'll get real flimsy, melt right in your hand, right? Obviously, this is something, I always forget this too. This is something that's going to be plugged into mains. So if you don't know what you're doing, just, there's enough information out there to get on YouTube and Google and learn it. It's not terribly hard stuff, but just to give yourself the confidence that you're not going to hurt yourself, or even worse, hurt someone else. Who's to say that next time you're using this, or you lend it to your buddy to use it, and someone gets hurt, or his kid gets hurt, you know? I mean, just, I know it's facetious, but you always got to think about the crazy stuff, because that's how it happens, man. That's, accidents happen, the craziest circumstances, so. Anyways, just be careful with mains, and if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch it. Don't leave it alone. Now the white one here has a stop. I could shape that and make it fit up in here if I wanted. I would have to do it. No, it won't work. It's the opposite way. So yeah, the yellow one it is. Then I did say I wanted to check the resistance. Should be very low resistance. Way low. I'll guess 2.1. I'll bet you it's even lower. Yo, I need that. Oh, it wasn't even close. 343. Woo. 2.1. Yeah. Alright. Off by megadecibels. Yeah, that was pretty shameful. So I want to go through this. I'm going to have to make something that sticks in here to act as like a buffer against that. And I also want to show you guys hopefully I can find the right spring. When I mean spring, I mean, let's see here. Oh, there we go. That's too small, I think. Something like this. Spring. And if you get that used in here, this is too small, and too flimsy for strain relief. If you can get, the thing is you gotta get the wire to fit through it. Otherwise don't do you too much good. Oh, that one's way too big. I got some somewhere. These cords, some of the Chinese plugs don't have it, but most of your normal American plugs are, they have your line and neutral. Your neutral is always going to be the broader of the two plugs here. If you look, see how broad that is? And this one's narrower. And it's polarized. Is it polarized? It's another word similar to that, but yeah. I'll call it polarized. And what I like to do here, like for strain relief, if I don't end up using this, is I'll actually find out where I need to be for pulling back on it. I'll take a small zip tie, small little ones, wrap it like 3 or 4 times around, and then pull it real tight. And once that gets in here, it actually like locks it all together and in. But these cords, even this one, even though this is fancy yellow see-through, you can always, I haven't come across it yet where it hasn't been true. The neutral side, which is the broad one here, or your ground side, is always going to be, it's the same color, so that ain't going to help you. It's going to be rough. And if you look real close, you can see little lines in it. And you actually, most of the time, you don't even see it. You feel it. One side will be rougher right here on the edge than the other side. And that's how you tell what's your ground side and what's your live side. And your live side also be nice and smooth. And typically it also has somewhere stamped into it is your voltage and wire ratings. So hope that helps somebody out. Okay, I gotta go search for my spring. I think I found my spring. It's this guy here. I got it hooked up in this contraption so I can clean it up a little bit, get rid of some of that rust. So, as long as I spin it the right way, it'll go. It's tight though, it's very tight in that catch point, which is good. And I have a backup just in case, and that's this one, but this one doesn't fit tight. It's kind of loose, so it's kind of a catch-22, and this one's a little bit too flimsy dingy. This one's a little stiffer. Ooh, I guess I pulled too hard on it, made it angry. Got it all torqued up. Don't think that's going to matter much with what I'm doing. Try to get it somewhat clean. Whoa, whew. Oh, snapping it works good. Just snapping it like that knocks stuff all over the place, but it works good. A couple more snappies. Snappy snaps. There it goes. I figure where I want to cut it. I'll leave it on there, then I can get access to it. Okay, that's coming to the end. You're going to want to zip it right in here. Probably have to hit it with my homemade Dremel. No one's seen that. That's my... It's a kind of sewing machine with the foot pedal motor. And then for like $8 I bought the... What was it? 3-foot, I believe. The 3-foot cable for it. With the inner cable sheathing and an outside cable. And then I just hit the foot pedal, got it set up, so I hit the foot pedal. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Set up right here. You can see it. There it is, it's happy. There's the hole, and then the foot pedal's down. Where's my foot? Down here. Come on. Oh, I can't see nothing with it. Down here. Just under the desk. I got magnets holding it. So I don't have to, I know right where it is every time. Get that cut. Where are my side cutters? Cut it. Just don't want a rough edge. Yeah, I think that did it. Just has to nick it enough. Yep. You don't have to cut right through it. Just gotta nick it. And that hardened wire just snaps. You can still see it. It's pretty nasty down in there. Maybe I'll run a pipe cleaner through it. I gotta figure out what I want for length here. Oh, more ceramic. Now, I knew this issue would come up. Now the issue is getting this to go down in there. And it's an actual issue that's in my favor. First off, I can use the spring as it's wound. It's threaded. So technically I could kind of thread it down through. But I'm also going to shave a little bit off of it so it gets both ways. It's nice and tight, unless I can get it to go. But it hasn't wanted to yet. It's trying. Seems like it's really close. Get it to buzz right through that. Then I can adjust the length and everything and hopefully have it both ways. I want to get, here's about the catch right here, so I want to get at least double that past it. I want to get about at least that. So right down in here, so I want about this sticking out the top. I'm going to mark that. Right here. Otherwise, you stick it down in there and you have no idea where you're at. If you're at the bump and only a thread past it, or especially when you start spinning it a couple times. Okay, just shave the inside of this. I'm going to shave it with. Alright, jumped ahead a little bit, got ready to. Ow, 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 ow. Whoa, sorry for yelling there. Yow. Caught my finger. And I got my heat shrink already. Hope I got it far enough away. I usually have it too close and it warms up just enough that it sticks. And then I can't ever slide it back down. Check it, make sure there's no burrs. I think I want a little more on that. Ow, wow. Yeah, got my spring stuffed in there. Didn't get it near as deep as I had it marked out for. And then trimmed it. It was actually a little tougher than I would have thought trying to get it to slide through, but it did end up going through. Like I said, not as deep as I would have liked it, but it ain't gonna matter much. Then I got my zip tie. I got two different zip ties here. Oh, I did. Oh, here it is. I always try this one. It's a little heavier. See if I can't get that to wrap a couple times and then tighten to this. If it doesn't tighten to it, then I'll just snip it, get rid of it, and use a lighter one. These littler ones here, You can see by the size of my hand. If you pull on them, especially if you use pliers on them to pull on them, you'll snap them just about every time. They're pretty weak. I'll wrap this around, then I want to put a hook on it. Hook on this one right here. The other one, my hook worked out nice. I crimped it then right down into the wire, to the braid wire. Try to do the same with this one. Oh, got it. Got it good. Nice. Oh, put some schmutz on it. This is just solder paste that I'm using here. That stuff seems to work the best. I think it's got a really nasty agent in it that does the cleaning. Once you make the solder molten here, the flux in it is what does the cleaning once it gets molten. And the thing is when you use stuff that's too nasty, the residual over time will corrode and eat out your wires and eat out stuff. As you've probably seen or have seen before with taking a wire connection apart or something, you'll see where it's real nasty, and sometimes that could be what it is. Oh, a little more, spritz some down in there. So, though it is nasty, works good, and just have to always remember to try to clean it up when I'm done with it. Get some rubbing alcohol. IPA, you want to use 90 or more percent. IPA. Isopropyl alcohol. That is. I think we're looking pretty good here. Give her squirts. Love my little can. Cleaned it up. Now the truth serum. These gonna slide down or not? Yeah, this one's the tight one. That's the one I'm most worried about. And I just want to make sure it doesn't catch on anything. Got that bent over, so it should slide right over it nicely. Oh, what's going on here? Why doesn't it want to go? Oh! Must be a little bump right at the end of the wire. Of the wire and the plastic insulation must have a little bit of a bump. Man, is that making it tough. Where's my Tweeties? no. Don't want to do that. Man. I know the other one will be a lot easier. I want to grip it, but I don't want to tear it because it tears like a plastic bag once it gets, there it goes. Once it gets started, it'll just tear it right off the whole thing, and I don't want that either. Nice. And this one seemed to go easier. We'll see how truthful that is. Oh, it does. It flared up just a little bit at the end. Let's see if this one goes. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, got a little rambunctious. Okay, there's the end. Alright, throw some heat to it. Give some hizzy. Oh, gotta shut this guy down. Give me some hizzy. Hizzy. And you'll watch it shrink right up. If I was smart, I would have doubled this. I've been holding off on doubling the shrink tubing lately just because of my issues with the heating up the end too much. I think I might try to get some of this heat dissipative or whatever, something fancy. This stuff, wrap this over it. That's what I'm thinking. Just for that extra, a little extra. Can I nip it where it would? I'm going to cut it first. I'm going to cut it in a spiral so I can sleeve it on, hopefully. That way it wants to stay on by itself, I'm hoping. Like this. Okay, my live is the soft one. So there's the soft one. Soft one. This